so didn't end up with much from that store. It kind of sucks because I did drive an hour and a half out here for the 75% off sale. So I'm gonna try to go to the bins now. I'm not sure if it's open since it is New Year's Day. I really only ended up with like some Old Navy, Loft. I think the best pieces I got probably were Helly Hansen packable jackets, and I did get a Bowden scarf, which was pretty cute, but nothing too crazy. So I will take you guys with me to the next store and let's see what we find. If it's open, there's actually a lot of people here. I had to go look for a parking spot, which usually doesn't happen. So let's go in here. I think it's gonna be packed. I'm gonna try not to bore you guys with like excess information, but let's see what we can find. I have about an hour. Gonna walk into the bins now and just start digging through stuff. You can see that there's just so much stuff. You really don't know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you find really awesome stuff, and I am going to show you as I go along the things that I do end up picking up, but also I'm going to just try to show you some pieces, some brand tags, things that I really would not pick up because of style, because of condition, because of age. So that Talbots piece I just didn't pick up because of age. I do pick up Talbots if it's really nice. And it's just some old tag I'm not gonna grab. Some who knows what more stuff I'm not picking up. But this piece I am gonna pick up because it's Helly Hansen. It's just a Helly Hansen day. So there's some 7 jeans I picked up. And I am going to grab this vintage sweater. I think it's vintage. I'll have to look up the brand, but I did really like this sweater. I'm just checking it now to see if there's any holes, any signs of wear, any stains, and that looks good, so I'm going to get that. I do try to look at a lot of the denim because a lot of times you can find some pretty cool stuff. I got a lot of vintage Levi's last summer, so I do try to look at all the denim, and denim is just really interesting to me. There's like a lot of history in the US about different denim brands, so I do try to look at all the denim that I can, and I do often find some pretty good denim at the bins. Those are just H&M, so I'm not going to pick those up. And just some local companies. Sweatshirt, not going to get that. Just going to keep showing you some tags of things that I'm not picking up. And as we go through them, if it's a tag of something that I would usually pick up, I'll try to explain why I did not pick it up. So I love plaid, so I usually look at the plaid. And this looks like a cool vintage shirt, so just took a second to look at that. Just some really kind of not up-to-date styles of clothing. A lot of bedding I usually find here, so I really don't even look at that stuff. I just keep going past it. Really cute little shoe. Ann Taylor, it's a really old tag, so I'm not going to pick that up. Just keep digging. More bedding. Not going to get that. Some brand I don't recognize, probably some vintage label. Shorts that I did not pick up. Pajamas. Some stuff I do end up looking up at the tags because the quality feels really good, so I look at it. But then, if it's nothing special, I'll just leave it behind. Some little kids' tutus and costumes and stuff like that. Don't know what this is. Oh, I just thought it was like a cool skirt, but I ended up finding the top to it, and it was not that cool. So still not finding much Under Armour top, kids clothing. Don't know what this is. Anyways, not gonna pick that up. I thought this was pretty, but didn't bother to pick it up. So, still not finding much of anything. So if you've ever been to the bins, you know it is a lot of work. I liked that top, but it was just like some TJ Maxx brand, like nothing special. If you've never been to the bins before, here you can see that it is a lot of work. There's just mountains of clothing. I did like this top, but I was not impressed with the brand, so I ended up leaving that behind. And I'm not saying like I know every brand ever and only pick up the brands I pick up, but I only had an hour here, so I was pretty much going based off of what I already knew and not really taking time to look up anything because it was really packed and people were all over the place. So here's the beauty of the bins. Some trash, some really beautiful trash we've got here. I actually did like that jacket, but it was just Forever 21, so I ended up leaving that behind. So just gonna keep digging here. And like I said, I really just look at stuff based on the texture or the style because you really just never know what you're going to find there. But the majority of what I find is definitely like Walmart, pretty much. So I do leave, obviously, thousands of pounds of stuff behind. I think the most I've ever bought at one time at the bins was like 70 pounds. Either H&M, so I'm leaving these behind. There's a few brands that I really just don't pick up. I just thought this was pretty cute. I really debated on whether or not to pick this up, but ended up leaving it behind. Here's some more jeans. Just gonna keep checking out pretty much any jeans I find. If they look like they're in decent condition, or, I mean, obviously I do look at a lot of the distressed and like vintage jeans too, because you can find some pretty cool stuff. I looked at this dress because it was super soft, but it ended up being nothing special. Or I think it was a skirt, actually. And still not finding much of anything. Got tricked by that poof top into thinking it was Free People. Some more junk I'm not picking up. Luckily, I don't find that many undies, so I don't have to touch that many underwear. But yay, cabbie! Found cabbie. Awesome, grabbing that. Okay, so, I mean, for me, this is like a pretty good start. I don't know how full your bins are. Mine are pretty full, but, I mean, you probably look at 100 things and find one thing. So I'm happy if I find like 1 or 2 items per bin. And so far, I think that's pretty much what I've done. I think I found like 3 things so far. So pretty satisfied with that. I know I skipped over one bin because I saw a stink bug on top, so I had to skip that one. So anywho, just gonna keep digging through this junk until I find some little treasures. I was looking at this because it felt nice, but bleh, ended up being nothing. More digging, more digging. Some cool shorts, like board shorts. Ended up not picking those up. National Geographic tee with a peace sign on it. I kind of contemplated getting this too, but I ended up leaving it behind. And I liked this print, thought it was cool, but meh, I'm gonna leave it behind. Little stuffed animals. It had a bracelet around it that I was like hoping would be an Alex Nani bracelet, but it wasn't. J. Jill top. I do pick up a lot of J. Jill, but not just like a basic plain t-shirt for the most part, because it'll probably sit for a while. So, right, we're going to keep going through these bins. This bag is pretty cool, so I looked at that, but it's going to take up a lot of space, and I do not have a lot of space. and who knows how long something like that is gonna sit, so I don't have space for it. I'm gonna leave it. And this bins has like the worst shoe piles, so I don't really like going through them. But I do take a look, but I don't really dig that much unless it's already been pretty picked over, because I usually still find something good at the bottom of the bin even after people have picked through it. So I did like that one pump, so I did put it in my cart, but I never found the match, so I ended up putting it back. And this is my favorite find, I think, of the day. It is a Steve Madden jacket, size large, suede, with like Sherpa on details on the wrist and the lining. I'm just going through my cart now, so I grabbed this like Marilyn Monroe, I don't know if it's a robe or a wrap dress. Gonna take a look at it when I get home, and just gonna show you guys pretty much everything I picked up. This is an apartment 9 extra large print cami dress. It's like a midi length, so that was pretty, and I just picked it up based on style, really not brand. So still going through here. This is the Savile Row company. I don't know much about it, but I just liked the style, and it's really super soft, so I grabbed that, just again based on style. It's a rayon blend. Then the next thing I looked at was this dress. It was pretty cool, Milano. I looked it up, but they don't sell for that much. It was still a pretty cool dress, but I kind of think the season for that is over, so I ended up leaving it behind. I found this Heritage duffel bag. I don't really know much about this brand, but I thought it was a cool bag, and it was in excellent condition, and it smelled like laundry detergent, which told me it was clean. So I got that. A Romeo and Juliet couture fit and flare sweater dress. Picked that up. I did pick up this Bueno leather bag. Bueno, I believe, is sold at Nordstrom, but it kind of had some damage, so I ended up leaving that. Next thing I got was another cabbie, like chiffon top. So I did really like this. It was in good condition, and I got that also. And I found this Victoria's Secret velour jacket with some rhinestones on the pockets, and all the rhinestones were there, so I kept that one. Victoria's Secret. And then next thing I had in my cart was this jacket by, I don't remember the brand, I think it was Morel, but it had a lot of staining, so I left that. And then I found this silk Tibby cami. I picked that up and kept it. A brand new pair of Aerosoles. They had absolutely no signs of wear anywhere, not on the soles, nowhere. And they were size 10 or 11, so got those. Some suede Zodiac boots that I don't know much about, but the style was pretty cute, and they were leather, so I got those. A J. Jill velvet top. Really just picked that up based on style also. I do like J. Jill, but that was definitely an older piece. But velvet is really popular right now, so I got that. And this is the vintage sweater I showed you earlier. Just double checking it again for stains and everything, and gonna keep that one. Next thing is this freaking adorable Baby Gap denim jacket that I just couldn't leave behind. Probably make like 3 cents on it, but it was just too cute. That top was for me, so we can skip it. Those are the 7 jeans I showed you earlier that I am going to get. And this is a Coldwater Creek, like chiffon, kind of, a little bit heavier maybe, floral fringe scarf. So picked that up. Next thing is this Chaps men's sweater. It has a little bit of staining, it looks like, but I think it can wash out, so I'm going to get that. If it doesn't wash out, I'll just give it to my husband. Lands in chambray shirt. I ended up leaving that behind because it wasn't like special enough or a good enough brand that I really think it's going to move quickly, so I left that behind. And next thing is this Helly Hansen fleece men's vest that I am going to take. And this loft sweater I've actually sold recently in another color, So I went ahead and picked that up too, just double checking for damage and stains before I check out. And then and the other cabbie top that I showed you earlier that I found, and this has a tag I've never seen on it before, so gonna have to check that out. But I thought this was a really pretty print, and I do like cabbie. It doesn't sell that fast for me, but also this top is gonna take up next to no space, so no problem. And then just gonna load my cart back up and make sure I have, oh, there's like a little Vera Bradley wallet down in there that I found. Walking out now, spent $33.37 on 25 items, and as you can see, my cart is full. So I think we're done for today.